Ladies and gentlemen, Buffalo Sabres fans are always going to remind me the excellence of Gilbert Perreault, and one of the followers of the channel basically brought up the fact that Gilles Perreault was not the only great hockey player in his family. The great Bob Perreault, who was in the AHL Hall of Fame, probably the best goalie of the original six era, to not get a regular turn in the NHL despite great years in the AHL, IHL, and other associations, put up some dynamite numbers, inducted in the early 2000s AHL Hall of Fame, passed away in 1980 at the young age of 49, but a lot of fans of the Sabres kind of talk about him as the lost Buffalo Sabre because many people felt he was going to maybe one day play with the side, but it never worked out because he did play with an affiliated team in the minors. Now, Bob Perreault started in the AHL during a pro career that spanned almost a quarter century. Now, born in Three Rivers of Trois-Rivières, Quebec, he made his pro debut with the AHL's Providence Reds in 1951, playing behind another future AHL Hall of Famer, Harvey Bennett. In 1957, Perreault joined the Rochester Americans, helping the expansion team reach the Calder Cup Finals in his first season. Now, Perreault's next 5 campaigns were spent with the Hershey Bears, and he soon became one of the league's elite netminders. In both 58 and 59, he earned second-team AHL All-Star honors while backstopping the Bears to consecutive Calder Cup titles. He was a second-round team selection again in 62, winning a league-high 36 games for Hershey. Now, returning to Rochester in 65, he reached 3 more Calder Cup finals and won titles with the Americans in 66 and 68. His 68 season saw him lead the AHL in wins with 31, shutouts with 6, goals against average at 2.88, and also helped him earn his 4th career berth on the second All-Star team. Now, Perreault, whose 4 Calder Cups are tied for the most ever by a goalie, ranks 6th with 229 victories and 3rd with shutouts with 37 in the AHL career. Unfortunately, Perreault passed away in 1980 at the young age of 49. Now, Perreault's induction came in 2014, but let's look at the rough statistics, ladies and gentlemen, which tell, in this case, the whole story. Now, 5'8", 170, and a balding netminder for most of his career, which made him stand out. He was born Joseph Robert Michel Perreault. Now, he eventually played 31 games in the NHL and 1 game in the WHA between 1955 and 1973. Ironically, the early 70s was when his cousin Gilles showed up. He skated with the Red Wings, Bruins, and Canadiens in the NHL and played in 1 game with the Sharks in their early campaign. Now, his pro career started, of all places, the Quebec Junior Hockey League, the B level, with the Trois-Rivières Reds in 1949, where he had an outstanding 26, 16, and 4 record in the regular season with 6 blanks. 1950, back with the Trois-Rivières, 22, 12, and 2 with 4 shutouts and with a 2.49 average. Now, with the Rivière Reds, also the QJHL B side, 25, 10 and 0, and 51, 2 shutouts, a 2.73 average. Now, he broke in the AHL with the Providence Reds in 52 with an 8, 13, and 0 record. 53, he split time between Providence and the Sherbrooke Saints of the QSHL. With Providence, he was 1-5 with a 4.33 average, but with Sherbrooke, he was 15, 11, and 3. Now, 54, this is where you got the big media coverage, ladies and gentlemen. 58 games with the Montreal Royals of the QSHL, a 34, 20, and 4 record, 4 blanks with a 2.72 average, 5 and 4 in the playoffs. 755 with the Shawinigan Falls Cataracts of the QSHL, 37, 18, and 3 with 10 shutouts, with a 9-3 record in the playoffs. Now, 56, he split time between the Shawinigan side and the Montreal Canadiens, when Montreal he went 3-3 with 1 shutout with a 2.0 goals against average. With Shawinigan, big numbers, 40, 14, and 3, 2.454 average, 4 shutouts, 6 and 5 in the playoffs. Now, back with Shawinigan Falls, DQ in 57 in 41 games, 12, 22, and 7, and with Rochester went 15, 7, and 1, with 3 shutouts, 5-5 in the playoffs. Now 58, the big season with Hershey, of course. 26, 17-4, 3 shutouts, and the big playoff run, 8-3 in 11 games. 59, found himself back in the NHL. He split time between the Detroit Red Wings and Hershey. He was 2-1 with the Red Wings in 3 starts with 1 shutout. But with Hershey, 52 games with a 2.68 average. And again, another big 8 wins in the playoffs towards the title year. Back with the Hershey Bears in 1960, 26, 33, and 7, 61, 22, 16, and 3, 62, 36, 25, and 5 with 4 shutouts. Now, he did play back in the NHL, had a regular turn as the backup for the Bruins, 63, 3, 12, and 7 with a 3.83 average, 1 shutout. With Rochester that year, 3, 4, and 2 in 10 games. Now, he also played with the San Francisco Seals of the WHL in the 64 campaign. I think he played the full year, 70 games, 32, 5, and 3, with a 3.65 average, and 8-3 in the postseason. Again, a very successful year with the Seals. Now, back with the Seals in 65, 30, 37, and 2, with a 3.86 average. 66 and 67, and 68, 69, back with Rochester, 41, 54, 57, and 19 games, 26, 30, 31, and 5 wins. And again, became a superstar legend for the very popular Rochester side. Now, back to the IHL with the Des Moines Oak Leaves. He played 3 seasons there, 27, 19, and 51 games, with a 2.70 average, 3.22 average, and 3.36. Now, 72-73 was a very strange year. He only played in 1 major league game that year, 1 start for the Sharks, winning that with a 2.0 average. Now, his last minor pro campaign was with the SHL's Greensboro Generals with 16 starts with a 4.01 average. So, WHA totals, again, that 1 game for the Sharks. NHL totals, 8, 16, and 7, 3 shutouts, a 3.38 average. But ladies and gentlemen, you look at the rough statistics where teams in NHL in the original 6 were only playing 1 or 2 players. He was arguably the 10th best pro goalie of his era, and he couldn't make it in the NHL. He was that good because it was teams back then were playing their main starter, 65, 70 games. He did play in 56. Not really sure if his name's on a Stanley Cup, if anybody would know that. I don't know if regular season players were allowed in the Cup at the time, but he was part of that very strong 1956 Montreal side. When you're playing with Henry and Rocky Richard and Jean Beliveau, yeah, you gotta be pretty good. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here with our Vintage Podcast, let us know to like, comment, subscribe. Big shout out to the Buffalo Sabres fans because they're big supporters of our channel. So, thank you for this suggestion. And don't forget, requests are always considered and always appreciated. We love your requests. The channel is here for you. If I can find something on your favorite player within reason, but I want to do a shout out to the researchers that have put up information on the internet from the NHL drafts, through Wikipedia, through other sites, including New York Times, Sports Illustrated. Anything we can find is public domain, but the thing is we got to package it together to make it desirable for you, the listener, to drop in and hear what we're saying. And every time you drop in, you're supporting everybody that's on this channel, because the more people listen, the more people request, the stronger the channel will be. So thank you for that. So thanks for listening, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good Easter weekend, whatever you're celebrating. And don't forget, as we say in the North Shore of New Brunswick, keep your stick on the ice. Thanks for listening. Bye.